Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Thank you very much for your kind association. Let's get started. Om Ajnanatirmirandhasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yutapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Namam Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadādhara Shrivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. Dear devotees, let us recite our verses for module number 2. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Uddama Bhava Pishunam Lavalguhasa Vridavalokannihato Madano Piyasam Sammuya Chapamajahat Pramadottamasta Yasyendriyam Vimathitum Kuhakaina Shekuhu. Bhavadvidha Bhagavata Stirtha Bhuta Swayam Vibho Tirthi Kurvanti Tirthani Swantastena Gadabhrita. तुलयामलवेनापि तुलयामलवेनापि न स्वर्गं न पुनर्भवम् भगवत्संगी संगस्य मर्त्यानां किमुताशिषः तिरस्कृता विप्रलब्धाः क्षप्ता क्षिप्ता हता अपि नास्य तत्प्रतिकुर्वन्ति तद्भक्ताः प्रभवोऽपि पुनश्च भूयाद् भगवत्यनन्ते रति प्रसङ्गश्च तदाश्रयेषु महत्सु यां यामुपयामि सृष्टिम् मैत्रस्तु सर्वत्र नमो द्विजेभ्यः हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Let us continue our study of Granthara Srīmad Bhāgavatam. We are going to start from verse number 30. This is Srīmad Bhāgavatam, Canto 1, chapter 13, entitled Dhritarashtra Quits Home, verse number 30. We are reading the section where Mahatma Vidurji comes and gives very timely instructions to Maharaj Dhritarashtra, who is in his old age, and his wife Gandhari also heard those divine instructions of Mahatma Vidur. And what was the result? Without telling anyone, Maharaj Dhritarashtra and Gandhari Devi, along with Vidurji, they left. They left their home. And let us see what happens. Verse number 30. Patim prayantam subalasya putri pativrata chanujagama sadhvi himalayam nyastadanda praharsham manas vinam eva satsam praharaha. Translations and purports by our most beloved, most revered founder Acharya, Nitya Lila Pravishtha, Om Vishnupad, Ashtottar Shata, Shri Srimad Abhay Charana Arvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Maharaj Prabhupada, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation of verse number 30. Gandhari, who was the daughter of King Subala of Kandahara or Gandhara, corresponding to the modern day Kandahar in Afghanistan. Gandhari was from there. So she is referred to as Subalasya Putri. Patim Prayantam Subalasya Putri. Subalasya Putri, Gandhari. Patim Prayantam. She followed her husband, Pati, Dhritarashtra. She followed Dhritarashtra, seeing that he was going to the Himalayan mountain. Himalayam. Seeing that Dhritarashtra was going to the Himalayas, Gandhari followed him. How are the Himalayan mountains? They are the delight of those who have accepted Nyasta Danda, the Danda, the staff of the sannyasis, the renounced order of life. Like fighters who have accepted a good lashing from the enemy. Purport. Saubalini or Gandhari, daughter of King Subal and wife of King Dhritarashtra, was ideal. as a devoted wife to her husband. Everybody has some good and bad qualities. Unless we are a pure devotee, then there are no bad qualities. But for conditioned souls, there are good qualities and bad qualities. Srila Prabhupada, being a Mahabhagavat, is pointing out the good quality of Gandhari. She was a very chaste wife. She was an ideal wife. From the point of view of ordinary dharma, she was an ideal wife. From the point of view of Daivi Varanashram, from the point of view of Bhagavad Dharma, ideal wife is that wife who is a pure devotee. But from the point of view of ordinary dharma, Gandhari was ideal wife because she was very devoted to the husband. Further down in the purport, Srila Prabhupada writes, instructions for the renounced order of life were imparted to Dhritarashtra by Shri Vidurji. And Gandhari was by the side of her husband listening. Vidurji came, he is Mahatma, he instructed Dhritarashtra, and his chaste wife, as expected, was sitting next to him. So they both heard the instructions. Further down it is said, a chaste lady, Gandhari, decided to follow her husband till the last moment. That is a sign of a chaste lady. They follow the husband till the last moment. Maharaj Dhritarashtra accepted the order of Vanaprastha. And at this stage, the wife is allowed to remain as a voluntary servitor. Voluntary servitor. It is not required that in Vanaprastha, husband and wife stay together. Some do, some don't. If the wife chooses to stay with her husband during Vanaprastha, it's a voluntary service. She accepts. It's not required. But she may. Especially if she doesn't have any other shelter, then she may stay with the husband during Vanaprastha life. Srila Prabhupada writes, but in the sannyas stage of life, no wife can stay with her former husband. A sannyasi is considered to be a dead man. As far as the society is concerned, as far as the civil life is concerned, the sannyasi is a dead man in society. And therefore, wife becomes a civil widow. She is not a widow. The wife of a sannyasi is not a widow because the husband has died, but the wife of a sannyasi, former wife of a sannyasi, is a widow because the husband has civilly died, has socially died. Sannyasi is socially dead. A sannyasi is considered to be a dead man civilly. And therefore the wife becomes a civil widow without connection with her former husband. Maharaj Dhritarashtra did not deny his faithful wife Gandhari, and she followed her husband at her own risk. This is important to understand. At her own risk, she came voluntarily. Next paragraph. The sannyasis accept a rod, danda, as a sign of renounced order of life. Every ashram has some sign. A grihastha may wear white dhoti and kurta. Brahmachari will have a shaved head with shikha. Vanaprastha, I have heard they say that Vanaprastha can wear yellow clothes. Sannyasi wears saffron clothes. So there are different signs of different ashrams. Sannyas ashram is represented by the danda. Prabhupada says there are two types of sannyasis. Those who follow the Mayavad philosophy headed by Shripad Shankaracharya, they accept only one rod, ekadanda. But those who follow the Vaishnava philosophy accept three combined rods, three danda. The Mayavadi sannyasis are ekadandi swamis, and the Vaishnava sannyasis are tridandi swamis. The ekadandi swamis are mostly found in the Himalayas. They like to go to the Himalayas because they are in They're impersonalists, so they like to go to the Himalayas to meditate. But the Vaishnava sannyasis are fond of Vrindavan and Jagannath Puri, Srila Prabhupada writes. The Vaishnava sannyasis are Narottam. They're Narottams. They're completely devoted to Krishna. Whereas the Mayavadi sannyasis are Dhiras. They are renounced. Maharaj Dhritarashtra was advised to follow the Dhiras because at that stage it was difficult for him to become a Narottam. Spiritual progress is a step-by-step process, and we have to be honest. We should practice devotional service in a sustainable way. This Srīmad Bhāgavatam, this section is teaching us that Krishna consciousness should be practiced in a sustainable way. We should not compare ourselves to others and make drastic changes in our sadhana, in our spiritual practice, trying to match others, trying to compete with others, trying to gain respect of others. It will not work. We have to be honest with ourselves and see where we stand, and we have to compete with ourselves. We have to compare with ourselves, not with others. We should try to become better devotees every day, every year. Where was I last year? What was my swadhyay? What was my bhajan, naam bhajan? What was my niyam seva? And this year, let me go deeper. Let me make advancement. So we have to compare to our own self. We have to compete with our own self. Yeah. But we should not compare and compete with others. That will lead to feelings of envy, insecurity, and unhealthy competition in devotee society, which is not good. So this section of Srīmad Bhāgavatam, this purport of Srila Prabhupada is teaching us that Vidur encouraged Dhritarashtra to become a Dhira, not a Narottam, because he was not there. He was not there. He was not ready for the Narottam stage of life. Because Narottam stage of life, one has to be attached and one has to have love for Krishna. Dhritarashtra did not have. He envied Krishna all his life. So that was not possible. So whatever is possible, whatever level we are at, we should operate on that level. We should not artificially try to show ourselves to be more advanced than what we actually are. This is a very important Siddhanta. What will happen if we artificially try to show ourselves more advanced than we actually are? Or what will happen if we compete with other devotees, and just to compete with them or just to become better than them, we take on certain processes of sadhana which are very difficult for us? What will be the effect? Any reflections? Yes, Ajay Govind Prabhu, please go ahead.
If we are competing, it's simply a sign of enviousness and jealousy. So the spiritual progress will not happen, the purification will not happen, and will not reach our objective of bhakti, which we are trying to achieve. So till the time those anarthas will be there, we'll be doing the activities for show off, but not for purification.
Very good point. It becomes a show, and we are only nurturing envy. So spiritual progress will be slow if bhakti is a show. Kirtana Sundari Mataji, any other reflection?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. I was thinking ki on the line, jab tak adhikar nahi hai, so like going beyond our adhikar. So definitely there will be a patan. Rather moving forward, we'll go back, because when adhikar is not there, then definitely whatever process we'll be doing it, we'll commit more aparadh.
Very true. We should, जो भक्ति अधिकार है हमें, our eligibility, we should stay within our eligibility. For example, I am a physician. I have done my residency in medicine. But if I say I am going to do neurosurgery now, अधिकार नहीं है neurosurgery करने का. So then what will happen if I try to do neurosurgery? No, that is beyond my capacity, beyond my domain. So it will be a problem. I will make mistakes. Patan ho jayega, like Mataji said. So that is very good point. Sanatan Nitai Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Guruji.
Hare Krishna.
Guruji, if someone tries to do things beyond his or her ability just to compete or to imitate, right? So maybe for some time he may be able to do, and that will give rise to pride, which will take to offensive mentality. And if they are not able to sustain that, then it will lead to frustration, and then it will lead to envy to others.
This is very wonderful answer. Did everybody understand? When out of competitiveness, we try to do bhajan that is beyond our ability, beyond just to compete. Others kar rahe, somebody is doing 64 rounds, so I'll also do 64 rounds. What will happen? Sometime we may be able to do. 2-4 दिन कर लेंगे और फिर 10 लोगों को बताएंगे 64K. Number one. Number two, because we have not matured at that level, so we will not be able to sustain that level of bhajan. And when we are not able to sustain it, then we become frustrated. Just say if someone is exercising and they are used to running 3 miles, they meet somebody who is running 10 miles. Hey, so maybe 10 miles bhagunga. So they will run 10 miles, but what will happen next day? Thighs will be hurting, knees will be hurting, calves will be hurting. Then they will not be able to exercise for the next 3-4 days because muscles are sore. So the point is, bhajan has to be performed in a sustainable way. And we have to gradually grow. Kramena, step by step, we have to grow and go deeper in our bhakti. What is the example of this in Chaitanya Charitamrita? How step by step we should progress? Anybody? Yes, Sharanagat Mataji. Yes, Mukta Sangha Prabhu.
No, I was about to share some points about.
Okay, you can do that. You can do that. Yes, no problem.
It's just pleasing our ego, Prabhu. Otherwise, and because of that, our envy increases. If envy increases, in Srīmad Bhāgavatam also it is said that, we cannot capture Krishna. Nirmatsaranam satam.
Very good.
Can't capture Krishna, then we lost our ultimate goal.
Excellent point. Excellent point. Thank you. Any example from Chaitanya Charitamrita that some acharya step by step went deeper and deeper and deeper instead of just abruptly becoming Narottam? Step by step became Narottam. Yes, Sanatana Prabhu.
Is it Arshila Raghunath Das Goswamiji?
Yes, yes. Detail it is described in Chaitanya Charitamrita. First, he was at home.
Yes.
Antare nishtha karo, bahya lok vyavhar. Achirata Krishna tomai, koribe uddhar. Mahaprabhu said, okay. So, antare nishtha karo, bahya lok vyavhar. He was even trying to rescue his uncle and father from the Turkish tax collector, and doing all those politics, diplomacy, managing the family business, got married. Everything he was doing. Bahya lok vyavhar. But antare nishtha. Then he ran away from home. Then he was accepting meal, Mahaprabhu's Mahaprasad he was accepting. Mahaprabhu's Uchishta he was accepting, which is opulent. Because Mahaprabhu used to receive first class Jagannath Mahaprasad. And Mahaprabhu's remnants he accepted for 5 days. But then no, now that is not good. So I will just do Madhukari. I will stand near the Simhadwar. Yeah. And whatever donations my father is sending, I will use it to serve Mahaprabhu. But after some time, he stopped receiving the donations, stopped accepting the donations also, and stopped begging also at the Simhadwara. Then whatever free food was given from the food stalls, he would accept that. Then not only that, then not even that. Then whatever was discarded to the animals, he would take that. Then not even that. Whatever was rejected even by the cows, even by the animals, that he used to accept. Then he came to Vrindavan. Then just some buttermilk every 3 days. And then even not that. So step by step, Srila Raghunath Das Goswami, he is our Prayojan Acharya, is teaching us how he went deeper and deeper into bhakti. So we have to go deeper and deeper, step by step. Here, Dhritarashtra and Vidur's example teaches us that we should stay within our adhikar. If we are not qualified to preach, we should not preach. If we are not qualified to do deity worship, we should not do deity worship. If we are not qualified to get initiation, we should not apply for initiation. If we are not qualified to take care of the deities, we should not bring deities in the house. So we have to see what we are able to do. We should get blessings, get confirmation from our Shiksha Guru or Diksha Guru, and then we should do. Not whimsically. Others are doing, others have Radha Krishna deities, I will also get Radha Krishna. Others have Shaligram, I'll also bring Shaligram. Others has Govardhan, I'll also bring Govardhan Shila. We should not compare and just follow, imitate without thinking. Can I do justice to my deities? Can I serve them properly? Can I balance my responsibilities properly? We should think like that. So this is what we learn from this. Text 31. Ajata Shatru Kritamaytro Hutagnir Vipranatva Tilago Bhumirukmanai Griham Pravishto Guru Vandanaya Nacha Pashyat Pitarau Saubalimcha. Translation. Maharaj Yudhishthir was Ajata Shatru. He did not have any enemy. Performed his daily morning duties by praying. He prayed. He offered fire sacrifice to sun god, Surya Dev. He offered obeisances, grains, cows, land and gold to the Vipran, the Brahmanas. He then entered the palace to pay respects to the elderly. Guru Vandanaya. However, he could not find his uncle and aunt, the daughter of King Subala. He could not find them. So this description, I have read a similar description of Yudhishthira Maharaj in Mahabharata. In the Prasanga where Arjun takes a vow that I will kill Jayadratha. Actually, before that, one day before that, when Dronacharya takes a vow that I will capture Yudhishthir. Mahabharata describes what Yudhishthira Maharaj did each day before going to the battlefield. At sunrise, the war would start, which means during Brahma Muhurta, before sunrise, what did Yudhishthira Maharaj do? It's not that he used to get up at 6 o'clock and just quickly brush his teeth and go to the battlefield without doing his morning bhajan. I'm very tired. 12 ghante yuddha kiya kal. Cannot wake up. I need good sleep. Aisa nahi. Mahabharata describes every morning, very early in the morning, Yudhishthira Maharaj used to wake up. And he used to do his puja, his dhyan, his fire sacrifice, the dan to the Brahmanas every day in Kurukshetra during the war. This was the morning sadhana of Yudhishthira Maharaj. And he was always following dharma. And therefore, in regards to Yudhishthira Maharaj, our Shastra says, Dharmo rakshati rakshitaha. It's a very famous saying. Dharmo rakshati rakshita. That one who protects dharma, dharma protects him or her. This is a very deep Siddhanta. Just think about it. When the greatest calamity comes upon us, if we have followed regularly, religiously the 4 regulative principles, if we have chanted our minimum 16 rounds every day nicely, let the greatest calamity come, we will not be afraid. Because we have sincerely followed the instructions of Shri Guru. But if we have criticized devotees, if we have not followed the 4 regulative principles, we have offended people, we have not chanted our 16 rounds every day properly, good quality 16 rounds, then when calamities come, we become vichalit. We become bewildered. Because that purity is not there, that protection is not there. But dharmo rakshati rakshita. One who protects dharma, dharma will protect that person. It is reciprocal. Yudhishthira Maharaj had no fear of Dronacharya or Dushasan, Duryodhan, Jayadratha. He had no fear. Why? Because he was protected by dharma. Because all his life he had followed the path of dharma. I was talking to one devotee. He had developed a very severe problem in the spine. And I was talking to Brahmacharya. I was talking to him. And he was going to go for a surgery. And you know how surgeries are, especially spine surgeries. Many times there can be complications. The surgery can be unsuccessful. I was talking to this devotee, and this brahmachari told me that, Prabhuji, whatever the outcome of the surgery, I am not worried. Even if I die on the operating table, I am not worried. Why? Because he said, I have been a brahmachari for almost 30 years now. And Prabhuji, in all honesty, I'm telling you, I'm not boasting, but I'm just telling you what is giving me shanti in my heart, what is giving me peace in my heart. In this 35 years, since the day I took initiation, since the day I took my first initiation, I have not missed my 16 rounds even one day during Brahma Muhurta. 35 years. I have not missed Mangal Arti even once. I have not missed my 16 rounds sitting down in the ashram with the brahmacharis, chanting all my 16 rounds in one go. Full morning program. 4:30 Mangal Arti, Tulsi Arti, Narsimha Arti, Shikshashtakam prayers, then sitting, chanting straight for 2 hours, 16 rounds, then Guru Puja, Shringar Darshan, Guru Puja, and then Bhagavatam class, and then Krishna Prasad. He said, this has been my routine for last 35 years. He said, I have no fear. I have no fear. And he said, Prabhuji, I have not lost a drop of semen in last 35 years. My brahmacharya is akhanda. He said, I have no fear. No fear. Let me die on the operating table. Dharmo rakshati rakshita. If we have followed dharma, it gives a power, it gives a confidence to the sadhak that dharma is on my side. Krishna is on my side. Dharma sakshat bhagavat paranita. Dharma is what Krishna has given. He is Dharma Gopta. He is the protector of Dharma. Arjun calls Krishna as Dharma. Sanatanastvam Purusham Matome. In that verse, Arjun calls Krishna as Tvam Dharma Gopta. You are the protector of Dharma. So if we protect Dharma in our life, Dharma will protect you, which means Krishna will protect us. We will experience Krishna's protection, Krishna's shelter. So let us take a vow that whatever has happened in our life, but now going forward, I will not sin. I will not break the regulative principles. I will make sure I chant my 16 rounds, good quality every day. And I will live my life in a way that Srila Prabhupada is happy with me. Then there is no fear. There is no fear. So Maharaj Yudhishthir had this morning routine. Just see. He used to do his bhajan in the morning, whatever is required of a king. So he came and he could not find his uncle and auntie. In the purport in the second line, in the first line of Srila Prabhupada says, Maharaj Yudhishthir was the most pious king because he personally practiced daily pious duties for the householders. Similarly, as initiated disciples, what our or Guru Padashrit disciples, we have taken shelter, we are aspiring. Whatever vows we have taken, we should fulfill them very nicely. Every day, Srila Prabhupada said. Practice daily. The householders are required to rise early in the morning. And after bathing, they should offer respects to the deities at home by prayers. See, so many things Prabhupada is saying. We should do. Prabhupada wants us to wake up early and chant in front of our deities. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, modern householders rise late and then take bed tea without any sort of cleanliness and without any purificatory practices. Unless we have chanted our 16 rounds, done our Gayatri, done our Puja Seva, we should not even drink water in the morning. How can we do that? How can we eat without finishing our morning Seva in the house, chanting 16 rounds? Puja, Arti, cannot do that. The household children are taken to practice that which the parents practice. And therefore, the whole generation glides towards hell. Why? Because children, we may not realize, but children are watching us, what we are doing. And they will take up after their parents. So if the parents are devotees, it is very likely that the child will become a devotee. If the parents are insincere devotees, it is likely that the child will also take up those bad habits and be a devotee, but an insincere devotee. So, if the parents are waking up late, if the parents are eating without any purificatory processes, if the parents are not chanting 16 rounds regularly, the children see that parents are chanting while driving the car. Parents are always talking and saying, "Mere rounds nahi hue, yaar, rounds nahi hue." Parents are chanting at night. Parents are chanting when they're supposed to give attention to their children. They're supposed to take up the homework. Parents are chanting when they're taking their kids to the classes because 16 rounds nahi hue. The children are watching all this and they will think chalta hai. Aisi hota hai bhakti. Grahastha hai to we have a license to chant our rounds the way we want, when we want. Therefore, we always encourage devotees to chant in the Brahma Muhurta, so that this doesn't happen. When the children want their dabba to be packed for school, or the husband wants the dabba to be packed for the office, the wife doesn't have to say, "Hey, I'm chanting kar rahi hu, mere chanting baki hai." No, it is 7 o'clock in the morning. We are all supposed to get going, get on with our daily chores. The husband cannot tell the boss, "Hey, I cannot join the meeting, mere 16 rounds baki hai." Children cannot tell, "I will not do homework, my 16 rounds are left." No. Therefore, we chant our 16 rounds before our day starts. The time when the materialistic people wake up, the non-devotees wake up, our 16 rounds should be done. Then we are there for the whole world. We can do our duties in this world as householders. So Prabhupada says Prabhupada clearly, we have to wake up early and offer our respects to the deities and start our morning prayers. So nothing good can be expected from these children unless they associate with sadhus. So parents are fallen, they don't have any dinacharya. Children obviously don't have any dinacharya. Prabhupada says the whole society is gliding towards hell. And nothing good can be expected from the society members today unless they associate with sadhus. And Prabhupada gives the example of Maharaj Dhritarashtra associating with Mahatma Vidur. Vina Mahatpada Rajobhishekam. Without bathing in the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee, there is no hope. In the second paragraph, last line, Prabhupada says, Yudhishthir was anxious to see Dhritarashtra and Gandhari and therefore asked Sanjay, the private secretary of Dhritarashtra. Sanjay was the private secretary of Dhritarashtra. So Duryodhan, as Yudhishthira Maharaj goes to Sanjay, private secretary of Dhritarashtra Maharaj, Tatra Sanjayam Asinam Paprachhodvignamanasa Gaval Gane Kvanastato Vriddho Hinascha Netrayo. Maharaj Yudhishthira, full of anxiety, turned to Sanjay, who was sitting there, and said, "Oh Sanjay, where is our uncle who is old and blind? Vriddho, he is old, and hinascha netrayo. He doesn't have eyes, doesn't have vision in his eyes. Where is he?" Text 33. Amba chahata putrarta pitrivya kwa gata suhrit apimay akrita pradne hatabandhu sabharyaya asham samana shamalam gangayam dukkhito patat. Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying to Sanjay ji, where is my well-wisher, Uncle Vidur, and where is Mother Gandhari, who is very afflicted due to all her sons' death? My uncle Dhritarashtra was also very mortified due to the death of all his 100 sons and all his grandsons. Even the grandsons were killed in Kurukshetra war. Undoubtedly, I am very ungrateful. Did he therefore take my offenses very seriously and along with his wife drown himself in the Ganga? Gangayam dukkhita apatat. Did he, out of great sorrow that I gave him, fall into the Ganga, drown himself into the Ganga? Yudhishthira Maharaj is saying it is his fault. He must have acted ungratefully. He must have acted insensitively towards Dhritarashtra and Gandhari. Therefore, taking that offense, they have left. Yudhishthira Maharaj is thinking like that. This is the nature of a devotee. Devotee always analyzes, did I make any mistake? Purport. In the third line, Srila Prabhupada Ji Maharaj writes, Maharaj Yudhishthira was always conscious of the great plight of his uncle Dhritarashtra and aunt Gandhari. And therefore, he took all possible care of them in their old age. Where there is affection, please listen carefully. Where there is affection, there is sensitivity. Sensitivity in dealing. And where there is lack of affection, there is insensitivity. For example, Srila Prabhupada ji did not agree with certain philosophy that Mahatma Gandhi was practicing and preaching. Mahatma Gandhi was a proponent of complete ahimsa. If someone slaps on one cheek, give them the other cheek. That was the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi. But in the present day and age, in a nation, this cannot work. People are committing murders, they are raping innocent girls. Are we going to be non-violent towards them? नहीं, जो करना है करो. ऐसा नहीं चलता. There are aggressive neighbors, they are attacking, they are vidharmis, they are against dharma. Are we going to let them have their way? Are we going to let them come and desecrate our temples and break the temples, burn our Bhagavad Gita, kill our cows? No. A country cannot run like that. That is not how Yudhishthira Maharaj ruled. That is not how Parikshit Maharaj ruled. That is not how Maharaj Pratap Rudra ruled. That is not how Lord Ramachandra ruled. That is not how Dhruv Maharaj ruled. That is not how Prahlad Maharaj ruled. That is not how Ambarish Maharaj ruled. A king has to be powerful. A king has to protect dharma. A king has to be a representative of Lord Vishnu, whose mission is Paritranaya sadhunam vinashaya cha dushkritam dharma samsthapanarthaya sambhavami yuge yuge. A king has to be the representative of Krishna and do all these things, protect the pious, punish the miscreants, and maintain law and order, maintain dharma. But Mahatma Gandhi preached complete ahimsa without any conditions. So when Srila Prabhupada was called for a Gita conference in Sevagram, Wardha, near Nagpur, Prabhupada went, but Prabhupada told his followers at that time that we may not agree with the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi, but don't criticize Mahatma Gandhi here. Why? Because this is the place of Mahatma Gandhi. This is Sevagram. This is Wardha. This is where Mahatma Gandhi lived. This is where his headquarters were. So people will not be able to understand if we say anything against the philosophy of Mahatma Gandhi. So this is sensitivity. You should know how a person is going to receive certain message and speak accordingly. That sensitivity to time, place has to be there. Time, place, and persons. So Yudhishthira Maharaj was thinking that, was I insensitive towards Gandhari and Dhritarashtra? And is it that therefore they have left me? He's thinking like this. He was always conscious of the plight of his uncle and auntie. And therefore he took all possible care of them in their old age. Where there is affection, there is care, sensitivity. Further down, Srila Prabhupada says, Yudhishthira Maharaj thought himself ungrateful because when the Pandavas were fatherless, Maharaj Dhritarashtra gave them all royal facilities to live. And in return, he had killed all his sons in the battle of Kurukshetra. This is how Yudhishthira Maharaj is thinking. That when my father Pandu Maharaj died, Dhritarashtra uncle gave me shelter, allowed me to live in the kingdom. And what did I do in return for my uncle? I killed all his sons. I killed all my cousins, me and Bhim. So he's thinking like that. But is that the truth? The actual fact is that it was Duryodhan, Dushasan, and Dhritarashtra, their father, who conspired in many ways to kill the Pandavas. First, they tried to poison in the childhood. That didn't work. Then they were sent to Varanavat, where that inflammable house was built specially for them to burn them to death. Durvasa Muni was sent. They were invited for the gambling match, which was fixed. Draupadi Devi was attacked. Their kingdom was taken away in the gambling match. So many ways the Pandavas were given trouble. And then they were sent on Vanvas for 13 years. So it was very difficult for them. Dhritarashtra had done all this. And then the war happened. Duryodhana wanted the war. So the war was fought. So after doing so much also, Yudhishthira Maharaj is thinking that he's at fault. This is the nature of a sadhu. A sadhu doesn't see faults in others. Last sentence of the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, a devotee never finds faults with others. See, a devotee is adoshadarshi, doesn't see faults in others, but tries to find out his own faults and thus rectify them as far as possible. Why does a devotee see faults in himself or herself? It is because he wants to become pure, because Krishna demands purification. And if we become pure, then we can serve Krishna very nicely. Therefore, a devotee is always trying to find faults with oneself so that I can improve myself. And if I improve myself, I become purified, I become improved, then I can serve Krishna better. Tedvantagatam papam jananam punya karmana tedvandva moha nirmukta bhajate mam dridhavrata. One who has stopped performing sinful activities can perform the bhajan of Krishna properly. Otherwise, it is not possible. Text 34. Pitar uparate pandau sarvanah suridha shishun arakshtam vyasanattaha pitravyo vagatavitaha. Yudhishthira Maharaj is telling Sanjay, when my father Pandu fell down and we were all small children, these two uncles, Vidur and Dhritarashtra, gave us protection from all kinds of calamities. They were always our good well-wishers. Always good well-wishers. And alas, where have they gone from here? Where did they go? Where did they go? So Yudhishthira Maharaj is remembering all the good things that Dhritarashtra had done, along with Vidurji. This is the nature of a devotee. A devotee is always grateful. Please listen carefully, my dear friend. This is very important Siddhanta. A devotee is always grateful. What is required to be grateful? The answer is humility. If we don't have humility, we will not feel grateful. A humble heart is a grateful heart. If you take away humility from the character of a person, how will that person feel grateful? We feel grateful when we receive something. We feel that somebody has given us something that we did not deserve. Correct? A common example is given. If we go to buy a car, I go to buy a Tesla. I don't have a Tesla, but just giving an example because my friend Trailokya Pandit Prabhu is here. So if I go to buy a Tesla, let's say the Tesla costs $80,000 US. And I give $80,000 US cash and I get the Tesla car. When I come home, will I tell my wife, oh, that Tesla company is so merciful. The Tesla company is so compassionate. They are so dayalu, so kripalu, so vancha kalpataru. They gave a Tesla car. Will we say like this? $80,000 diya cash unko. And they better give me a good car. Hai na? We don't feel grateful when we have given something and in return we ask for something that we deserve. Gratitude comes when we receive something that we do not deserve. Now, if there is a person who is really homeless and you build him a house or you buy him a condo and you gift it to him, this condo from today is for you and your family. I have already paid it off. No mortgage, nothing. You can live here. This is yours. And you give them the title. What will that person say? Oh, what mercy. What mercy. There is no way I could have ever afforded this condo. It was just given to me. Then we feel gratitude because we received something that we did not deserve, that otherwise we would not have received. So we feel very grateful. Now, to feel that I don't deserve something requires humility. When there is no humility, there is a spirit of entitlement. I want this. I deserve this. I must be given this. That is a feeling of entitlement. But when there is a feeling of humility, we feel that I don't deserve, but I'm so grateful that this is being given to me. very grateful for this opportunity, very grateful for this gift, because I don't deserve. I don't deserve feeling comes when there is humility. Therefore, for gratitude, to feel grateful, humility is a must. When we lose our humility, we lose our gratitude. And losing gratitude, to be akritadnya, to be ungrateful, is the greatest sin. So we have to be very careful. We have to protect our humility. So in this way, Yudhishthira Maharaj is very humble, and he's saying that these two uncles, Dhritarashtra and Vidur, protected us from all calamities. It is true to say this about Vidurji, because Vidurji had protected Yudhishthira Maharaj and his brothers and mother from various calamities. But that is not true for Dhritarashtra. Dhritarashtra was actually in the inimical camp. But still, Yudhishthira Maharaj is seeing only good. Adosha Darshi, cannot see dosh. In this way, Yudhishthira Maharaj inquired from Sanjay, the secretary of Maharaj Dhritarashtra. Then next verse 35. Suta uvacha kripaya sneha vaiklavyat suto vira karshitaha atmeshwaram achakshano na pratyahati piditaha. Shri Suta Goswami said, Suta Goswami is telling the story to all the sages at Naimisharanya, headed by Shaunak Rishi. Suta Goswami is telling the sadhus, Sanjay, having not seen his own master Dhritarashtra, due to compassion for his grief and mental condition, could not properly reply to Maharaj Yudhishthir. Sanjay was so overwhelmed by the sudden loss of his master Dhritarashtra that he could not speak. Sanjay had been, Prabhupada writes in the purport, Sanjay was the personal assistant for a very long time. And he had the opportunity to study the life of Dhritarashtra. He knew Dhritarashtra very well. Last sentence in the purport, unless one is convinced of a better life after renunciation of the present life, one cannot stick to the renounced order of life simply by artificial dress or simply by staying out of the home. This is a very important principle, Siddhanta, for us to understand. Please listen carefully. Prabhupada is saying, unless one is convinced of a better life after renunciation of the present life, one cannot stick to the renounced order of life. It is human nature to always seek something that is an upgrade, better. Param Desvani Vartate. We want a higher taste. That is just human nature. We may start off living in an apartment. Then you want a condo, then you want a townhouse, then you want a single family home, then you want a house with not 2-car garage, 3-car garage. Then I want a house with a basement. Basement to hona chahiye. So in this way, we always want to upgrade ourselves, right? That is human nature. So unless we are convinced that in Krishna consciousness, in spiritual life, on the path of bhakti, life will be better, one cannot stick on the path of renunciation. One cannot stick on the path of bhakti. And this conviction comes by associating with devotees who have that higher taste, who are experiencing that sweetness and happiness, that bliss of Krishna consciousness. If we associate with them, then we will also get it. Text 36. Vrimjya shruni panibhyam vishtabhyatmanam atmana ajata shatrum pratyuche Prabho Padavanusmaran. First, Sanjay slowly pacified his mind by intelligence, and wiping away his tears, thinking of the feet of his master Dhritarashtra, he began to reply to Maharaj Yudhishthir. When Maharaj Yudhishthir asked Sanjay, where is Dhritarashtra gone? Where is Gandhari gone? He was overwhelmed, could not reply immediately. But then he steadied his mind, intelligence, wiped his tears, and then began to reply. Sanjaya uvacha naham veda vyava sitam pitrorvaha kulanandana gandharyava mahabaho mushitosmi mahatmabhihi. Sanjay said, my dear descendant of the Kuru dynasty, Kuru Nandana, O Yudhishthira Maharaj, I have no information of the determination of your two uncles, Vidur and Dhritarashtra, as well as Gandhari. O king, I have been cheated by those great souls. Mushitam asmi Mahatma Bhi. This great soul, Dhritarashtra and Vidur, they have cheated me. They have gone away without informing me where they are going. Once we met a devotee in Vrindavan, Mathura actually. He had been the personal servant of a very great Gaudiya Acharya for many years. I think for 50 years, he was the personal servant of a particular Sannyasi Maharaj, one of our Gaudiya Acharyas. Very intimately he served. When Guru Maharaj used to give Hari Katha, so Guru Maharaj would start a verse and this servant would finish the verse. Sometimes Guru Maharaj in the old age could not remember certain verse, so the servant would remind Guru Maharaj. He had heard so many Hari Kathas of his Gurudev that he knew in which Hari Katha now what is Guru Maharaj going to say. He would be sitting right in front, always taking care of his Gurudev. When Gurudev was in the ICU, visitors were not allowed to stay overnight. They could come visit for a few minutes and then they had to leave the ICU. So this is a true story. So this servant, disciple of this Sannyasi Maharaj, he came to visit his Gurudev in the ICU and hid under the ICU bed. And nobody could detect him. Small, he just hid there. And then when nobody was watching, he would come out and attend to his Gurudev, massage feet, fan his Gurudev, ask Gurudev if you need anything. And then something happened and on the multi-parameter monitor, some vital signs must have gone out of whack. So something happened, oxygen saturation dropped or blood pressure dropped, alarm started going off. And it was a time when the shift was changing in the ICU. Shift change is the worst time because some nurses are going and the other batch of nurses are coming and all the patients are new for them. So many mistakes happened during the shift change, during handoffs. So that was taking place. And nobody was there to attend to that alarm. Alarm was ringing. So this servant immediately ran out and called the doctors and nurses, come, look, the alarm is going on, do something. So they came and they saw and, they fixed. So what are you doing? It's, not the visiting hours right now. What are you doing in the ICU? So then he confessed that I had hidden under the bed. My Gurudev, I cannot live without my Gurudev. I have never lived without him for so many years. Gurudev doesn't even go and brush his teeth without asking me. Gurudev gets up and says, where is my brush? And I give him his brush, toothpaste. Then he goes. I give him his gamcha. Then he goes for snan. So I have been serving my Gurudev like that for 50 years. I know exactly which dhoti he's going to wear because I fold it and keep. I know where he's going to sleep. I know what time he wakes up. I know what time he takes rest. I know what time he chants his japa. I know what time he does his swadhyaya, what time he does his puja seva to his deities. I know I prepare his paraphernalia. I am with my Gurudev. 50 years, 24/7, I am with my Gurudev. Not one day I have gone away from service of my Gurudev. So I cannot live without him. So I started crying. So doctor said, okay, we'll make exception. You can stay in the ICU. So he stayed in the ICU. So now Gurudev passed away. And when we met this devotee, now this devotee has become a sannyasi. Here he has become the sannyasi. So we were asking him that you have such Guru Nishtha. You have such love for your Guru. How do you get this love for Guru, such Guru Nishtha? Very sincerely, he looked at us and he said, Guru Nishtha? You think I have Guru Nishtha? You think I have Guru Bhakti? Not at all. And tears came to his eyes. He said, not at all. I don't have any Guru Bhakti. If I had any Guru Bhakti, if I had any Guru Prem, any love for my Gurudev, then why I would be alive? My Gurudev left me in 2010. Now it has been 9 years. This was 2019 when we met him. Now it has been 9 years and I'm still living. I'm still eating. I'm still becoming fat. What love I have? I have no love. And then he said, even Gurudev doesn't love me. I have no love for Gurudev and even my Gurudev doesn't love me. He said he would not even go to the bathroom to brush his teeth without asking me, hey, where is my brush? और अभी इतने दूर चले गए, गोलोक वृंदावन चले गए, मुझे बताया भी नहीं, बिना बताए चले गए, वो भी मुझसे कोई स्नेह नहीं करते, कोई प्रेम नहीं करते. And he started crying.
Started crying. This is love, my dear friends. Sanjay is saying that Dhritarashtra and Vidur, my masters, they have cheated me. Chale gaye, mujhe bataya bhi nahi. Purport. That great souls cheat others. Prabhus and Matajis, I request your undivided attention. This purport is very sweet, very amazing, brilliant purport. Please listen carefully. We'll stop after reading this purport. Prabhupada is saying that great souls cheat others may be astonishing to know, but it is a fact that great souls cheat others for a great cause. Great souls cheat others for a great cause. Prabhupada is so poetic. It is said that Lord Krishna also advised Yudhishthira to tell a lie before Dronacharya. And it was also for a great cause. Krishna said, Arey Baba, you, Arjun, you cannot defeat Dronacharya like that. Fair and square, amne samne, you cannot, you have to do cheating. Dronacharya is too powerful. तुम्हारा बाप है वो, तुमको सिखाया है उन्होंने सब कुछ, तुम नहीं उन्हें परास्त कर सकते. So you have to cheat if you have to defeat them. So Krishna told Yudhishthira to lie. Great cause. Why was it a great cause? Prabhupada says, because Krishna wanted it. Dekho, Lord Krishna wanted it and therefore it was a great cause. Dharma sakshat bhagavat pranite. Whatever Krishna says, that is dharma. Satisfaction of the Lord is the criterion. Samsiddhir haritoshanam. If Krishna is happy, it is successful. Satisfaction of Lord Krishna is the criterion of the bona fides. What is bona fide? If it pleases Krishna, it is bona fide. If it doesn't please Krishna, it is not bona fide. It is malafied. Gol malafied. Perfection of life is to satisfy Lord Krishna by one's occupational duty. In this regard, Prabhupada ji quotes from Bhagavatam 1.2.13, the footnote. Atah pumbir dvija shrestha varnashrama vibhagasha swanushtitasya dharmasya samsiddhir haritoshanam. Dhritarashtra, and from Gita also, 18.46. Yata pravrittir bhutanam yena sarvam idam tatam swakarmanatam abhyarcha siddhim vindati manavaha. That is the verdict of Gita and Bhagavatam. What is the verdict of Gita and Bhagavatam? The highest perfection of life is to satisfy Lord Krishna by one's occupational duties. Dhritarashtra and Vidur, followed by Gandhari, did not disclose their determination to Sanjay, although he was constantly with Dhritarashtra as his personal assistant. And Sanjay never thought that Dhritarashtra Maharaj will do anything without consulting him. Sanatan Goswami also cheated the keeper of the prison house while going away to Sri. Prabhupada is giving examples how different great souls have cheated for a great purpose. Sanatan Goswami told the jailer, "Mujhe Hajj yatra jana hai. I want to go for Hajj." Sanatan Goswami, जो कभी वृंदावन छोड़े नहीं बाद में, बोलते मुझे हज जाना है, जाने दो, क्योंकि it was Muslim jail keeper, तो उसको बोला. And then he told the Muslim jail keeper, Sanatan Goswami is lying to the jailer that I want to go for Hajj, so please release me from the prison. And then he tells the jailer to tell a lie to Nawab Hussain Shah. Tell Nawab Hussain Shah that I went to answer nature's call, I fell in the Ganga and drowned and died. Because I had the iron shackles, so I could not swim, I drowned and died. So, jhoot pe jhoot, lie after lie, but for a great cause. What was the great cause? Because they wanted to go and meet Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, surrender at the lotus of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, go to Vrindavan on the orders of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and fulfill the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Vrindavan Dham. Great cause. Sanatan Goswami also cheated the keeper of the prison house while going away to see Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And similarly, Sri Raghunath Das Goswami also cheated his priest, Yadunandan Acharya. Cheated his priest, lied to his priest. Hey, you go to your house, it's very early in the morning. I will go and I will convince that Pujari to return to his service. You don't worry, I'll take care of it. Yadunandan Acharya had faith, he went and Das Goswami bhag gaye. But great cause, because he wanted to meet Mahaprabhu and serve Mahaprabhu. Raghunath Goswami also cheated the family priest and left home for good to satisfy Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. To satisfy Lord Krishna, anything is good. We also, Prabhupada says, he's talking about himself now. We also had the same opportunity to cheat the family members. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada is writing. We also had the same opportunity to cheat the family members. Prabhupada had 3 children and a wife. Cheat the family members and leave home to engage in the necessary for a great cause. To leave home is necessary. And there is no loss for any party in such transcendental fraud. Prabhupada saying, this is transcendental fraud. And there is no loss to any party. Do you think Raghunath Das Goswami's wife suffered? Do you think Srila Prabhupada's wife and children will get suffering because Prabhupada left them? Well, on the material plane, there may be some difficulty, but in the long run, Krishna is going to give them so much kripa, so much mercy, because of their connection with the pure devotee. So from verse number 38, we will continue on Tuesday. Granthara Srīmad Bhāgavatam ki jai, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So Srila Prabhupada is saying that sometimes we have to do transcendental fraud. Sometimes we have to lie. Not that we always lie, but sometimes for a great cause, we may have to lie. For example, if we have to give a cookie, a prasada to somebody, my Guru Maharaj tells this when he was to distribute prasadam in colleges, he would say that my mother has made this cookie. It was cookie from the temple. But when you tell somebody my mother has made, suddenly it creates an intimacy. Oh, mother has made, okay, give. So people would take. So then Maharaj would say mother has given. But then Maharaj was saying that actually I was not lying, because Mataris were cooking in the temple and they are like mothers only. So like that. So this is called white lie, transcendental fraud. But it is for a great cause. What is the great cause? To induce them to eat Krishna Prasad. Yadnya Shishtasana Canto, Muchante Sarva Kilbhisha. That's why. So like that. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Okay, we'll take some questions. Yes. Shama Kishori Mataji, please go ahead. Then Ajay Govind Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandat Pranam. Thank you very much for the wonderful explanations. So Prabhuji, you explained about this deserve and not deserve and gratefulness. So do we apply that only to our spiritual life? Because at the workplace, if I worked hard, I deserve something. I cannot really take a humble position there and be grateful for what I don't get or something like that. So is it only applicable to when we are practicing spirituality?
So Shama Kishori Mataji, one very important thing to remember is there is no material life for a devotee. For us, everything is spiritual life. Even when we are in the workplace, we are spiritualists there also. So this mentality that, so in spiritual life, I will do this, in material life, I do this. This doesn't exist for a devotee. There are no two lives. We have only one life, and that is life of Krishna consciousness, life of Krishna Bhakti. That is the first point. Second point, yes, when we are at our workplace, suppose somebody says, okay, Shama Kishore Mataji, submit your CV. And in the CV, we have to write all good things. I went here, I was the top of my class, I graduated this, like that. So if I say, no, I am a fallen soul, I am the worst doctor in the whole world, and I just want to be a servant, and I am a fool. Somehow, if Krishna gives me intelligence, I will be able to do something for the patients. So, nobody will hide. They'll do, oh my God, you better go to see a psychiatrist. So in the workplace, we cannot exhibit our devotional emotions, but in our heart, we still feel like that. We feel I am a fool. We feel I cannot treat a single patient. If Krishna empowers me, then I can treat. I am not the doer. Krishna is the doer. Krishna is in control. Krishna is the supreme Vaidya. I am a servant of the servant of the servant. Internally, we feel this even when we hand over our CV, where we have written about all our qualifications, how we are expert and everything. So what we do in the workplace, we are devotees in the heart, but hum song karte hai, natak karte hai. We are acting like Sanatan Goswami acted and said, I want to go to Hajj. आपको बहुत पुण्य मिलेगा अगर आप मुझे हज जाने दोगे तो. We have to act like Raghunath Das Goswami. Oh Pandit ji, you go home, take rest. I will go and I will convince that pujari to come back to his service. झूठ बोले ना. So Similarly, हम लोग भी झूठ बोलते हैं, हम लोग भी pretend करते हैं in a workplace, but internally in our heart, we are only conscious of Krishna and we are doing it only for Krishna. So in the workplace, we can act professional, we can act competitive, we have to do our work with great professionalism, with great dexterity, with great competence, but we are doing it internally knowing that only because of Krishna. Krishna's empowerment is there. That's why the servant is able to do all this. If Krishna removes his empowerment, I cannot do anything. So we have to learn to be drama actors. And we should think of ourselves as drama actors. I am Krishna's. यहाँ पे मैं drama कर रहा हूँ. Why? Because this is the world, and to survive in this world, I have to do this for Krishna's service. I am an agent of Krishna. When we enter the workplace, we are the spies, the agents of Krishna. We are on a mission. So we अंतरे निष्ठा करो, बाह्य लोक व्यवहार. अचिरात कृष्ण तो मैं कोरिबे उद्धार. Like Vibhishan. Vibhishan was sitting in Lanka. He had no devotee association, surrounded by all demons. And his brother was the king, and he was completely against Ram. And Vibhishan wanted to chant Ram, 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 Ram. So all over his house, Ram, 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 Ram. When the war started, initially, when war was going to start, the spies told Ravan that in the house of your brother Vibhishan, the name of the Shatru, name of the enemy is written all over, Ram, Ram, Ram. Ravan could not believe. How is that possible? How can he do such a thing? That Ram's Doot, Hanuman came, burnt half Lanka. Only Vibhishan's house did not get burnt. And Ashok Vatika did not get burnt where Sita was there. So maybe there is some conspiracy. Maybe Vibhishan is a spy of Ram. Let me go and check. So he goes and he sees, yes, everywhere Ram, 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 Ram. So he tells Vibhishan, what is this? You're my brother and you're chanting the name of Ram. You have Ram Nam written all over your house. I will kill you. Vibhishan said, no. That is not Ram. Ram means Ravan, Ma means Mandodari. I'm chanting the names of you and your wife. You are my Ishtha. So Ravan was very satisfied. Now, this story is not in Ramayana, Valmiki Ramayana, but our acharyas tell it to teach us a point how we have to do bhajan when we are surrounded by people who are not doing bhajan. Vibhishan was in a much dangerous situation than all of us. He was surrounded by Rakshasas. At least we are not surrounded by Rakshasas. But even in that atmosphere, he was doing transcendental fraud and doing bhajan, like Sanatan Goswami, like Raghunath Das Goswami. So many examples Srila Prabhupada gave. Srila Prabhupada himself. Srila Narottam Das Thakur also ran away. So we have to do transcendental fraud following in the footsteps of our Guru Varga. But we should know that there are no two lives for me. There is only one life, and that is my devotional life. Yes, for a few hours I go in the mouth of Aghasur. But I go looking at Krishna, that Krishna will come and protect me when I'm in the mouth of Aghasur. And every day Krishna will protect us if we are Krishna conscious. But if we think, see, it's all about bhav. If in our mind we think that this is my spiritual life and this is my material life, subconsciously what we are doing is, we are saying this is my spiritual life. Now my spiritual life gets over and my material life begins. Then my material life gets over and my spiritual life begins. Aisa. So therefore, that mentality we should give up. I have only one life, spiritual life. I do some duties in the material world. I go and do, but that is drama. Before we enter the workplace, we should tell Krishna, Krishna, now my drama starts. Now I'm going to act like a professional. But actually, Krishna, I am the Aham Hare Tava Padaika Mula Dasanudas. I am a servant of your servants. Let this servant do some natak now. Because I have to earn some wealth for you, for your service. Like that. Okay? Hare Krishna. We'll give one opportunity to our new friend who has joined, Trailokya Pandit Prabhu. Prabhuji, you can unmute. Ek minute. I don't know how to. Yes, you can unmute.
Right.
Yes,
Okay.
Hare Krishna. Then we'll go to Ajay Govind Prabhu. Yes, go ahead.
Yes. So I'm Trodika Pandit. I'm from Nepal, and I am new to Krishna consciousness. This is such a good opportunity for me to ask questions. So I have like few raw questions, like raw, like emotionally raw, right? So every morning I wake up, I take shower, I brush my teeth, I go to like in my car, then I listen to Prabhupada. And then that YouTube video tell me like so many different things. And then it's like 20 minutes, 25-minute drive, sometimes 45 minutes, depending on traffic. Then I park, and then I come home and I go into all this like a hellish behavior, like many that things I'm not supposed to do. And then next morning I wake up again and I remember Prabhupada face. I pray, I do Hare Krishna, and then like I go on and on. But because I'm from Nepal, so I'm not exposed to ISKCON. And I met you a few times, and then you have been such an inspiration for me. So my question is, at what point should I so I have to it's raw. So at what point should I it's like a Bonaprasthan, right? So going to ISKCON is like a Bonaprasthan for me. So at what point should I take that step? Anybody or everybody who are listening there, like may have a lot of exposure to ISKCON, but me from Nepal, we didn't have that. And first, second, Away. I don't know your your ISKCON name, but Away. You are such a good listener. You have listened to me, not now, but many times. And you are so awesome, special. You are like a guru. I don't know how to express it, but that's the raw. Like if you ask in Hindi, it's like a bhautik nimnatam, like nyunatam yogata. I don't know. So I mute myself now.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna.
Dr. Pandit is from Nepal, from Kathmandu. It is a very brilliant physician. He's a double fellowship trained medical oncologist, works in the same place as me, same hospital. We work together, but he's much more qualified than me, very intelligent, very well trained, and very humble to ask question from his heart. So Dr. Pandit, in Krishna consciousness, there are 4 stages of life. There is the brahmachari life, which is typically the first 25 years of life where we are students. The next 25 years of life, from the age of 25 to 50, is grihastha life, which you and me are in now, grihastha ashram. After the age of 50, we have to enter the vanaprastha phase. And after the age of 75, it is sannyas. This is not hard and fast, but the general guideline. General, like we say that the sun rises at 6 o'clock, where sun may not rise every time at 6 o'clock. In the summer, it may rise at 5:30. In the winter, the sun may rise at 6:30, like that. So, but roughly, so it's a rough estimate. Around 25 years is brahmachari, 25 to 50 years is grihastha, householder life, 50 to 75 is vanaprastha. So we should enter vanaprastha after the age of 50, typically when our family responsibilities are taken care of, which means the youngest child should be married and education should be completed, ideally. Now, if we have children late in some cases, then it may go longer. But after the age of 50, we should start planning like that. Slowly, slowly, we should reduce our activities that take us away from Krishna. Activities that we should not do, we should try to give them up and do more and more activities of Krishna Bhakti, Krishna Bhajan. So there are two things in our life. We are listening to Prabhupada, we are chanting Hare Krishna. Now we have got Bhagavad Gita also. So we are doing certain things that we are supposed to do, but we are not able to give up the things that we are not supposed to do, because from before we are doing them. But if we keep doing the good things, like listening to Srila Prabhupada, chanting Hare Krishna, it is 100% guaranteed that very soon the unwanted things in our life will slowly, slowly, one by one, they will go away. Like when the war takes place between Ram and Ravan, slowly, slowly everybody is killed. First, Hanumanji killed Akshay Kumar, the son of Ravan. Then other sons of Ravan were killed. Then Kumbhakarna was killed. Then Indrajit was killed. Then finally, Ravan also was killed. So there are many anarthas in our heart, many unwanted things, unwanted habits are there. Slowly, slowly, Kurukshetra also 18 days it lasted. Slowly, slowly, the enemies were killed. Dushasan was killed, then Duryodhan was killed, like that. So slowly, slowly, our enemies will be killed. The bad things, unwanted things in our life will go away. But we have to just keep doing things that are good, that we are supposed to do, like listening to Srila Prabhupada's lectures every day on YouTube, chanting Hare Krishna every day. Unwanted things will go away automatically. When a lion comes, the deer automatically run away. So when Krishna comes in our life, then slowly, slowly, the bad things, they go away automatically. And regarding Vanaprastha, all the 4 stages are there in ISKCON, not just Vanaprastha. There is Brahmachari life, there is Grihastha life. So all of us are Grihasthas. We are in ISKCON and we are practicing Krishna consciousness in Grihastha life. And then we practice Krishna consciousness in Vanaprastha life. And then we practice Krishna consciousness in Sannyas. And as we age, we become more and more serious in Krishna consciousness. So I congratulate you for coming to the path of Krishna consciousness. And we all wish you the best. And we are there with you as your friends, fellow travelers on this path of Krishna consciousness. Is that okay?
The other thing, Datta Chitta. I mean, sometimes like when you translate things from Hindi to English is not clear, but Krishna consciousness, right?
You can speak in Hindi, yeah, no problem.
Yeah. So for me, what is Krishna consciousness? Datta Chitta, like lean in Krishna Bhakti, or like it always like what is Krishna consciousness in Hindi?
हिंदी में कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस का अर्थ है कृष्णा तुम्हारे पति, कृष्णा तुम्हारी गति, कृष्णा में लगाओ मति, कृष्णा से करो रति. This is Krishna consciousness.
Like Datta Chitta, like Krishna may lean. I mean, like you think about Krishna, or like what is like, it's the most difficult thing for me is to understand like Krishna consciousness. Like there was another word, self-realization fellowship, right? From Yogi Paramananda. There is like a self, and then I found Atma Chitta, like you know, like you learn about self-realization. What is the self-realization in Hindi?
Self-realization हिंदी में उसका अर्थ है आत्मा साक्षात्कार.
Atma Satsakar, exactly. So there is a big movement with Yogi Parama, I mean autobiography of Yogi, right?
Paramhamsa Yogananda.
Paramhamsa, I mean he's a great saint. Over here, so for me, when many people in Nepal, like we are Hindu, we used to be Hindu, one Hindu country in the whole world, and then I think we're only one in only Hindu country in the whole world. Krishna consciousness, meaning that Krishna is lacking. We need to have a better definition. What does it mean to Krishna consciousness?
कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस का अर्थ यह है कि हम भगवान कृष्णा को हमेशा अपने मन में रखे, भगवान कृष्ण का विचार करें, जो कुछ हम चेष्टाएं करते हैं, जो कोई क्रियाएं करते हैं जीवन में, वो भगवान कृष्ण के लिए करें, भगवान कृष्ण प्रत्यर्थ, भगवान कृष्ण के आनंद के लिए करें, भगवान कृष्ण को तुष्ट करने के लिए करें। जो कुछ करते हैं हम वो भगवान कृष्ण के लिए करें, भगवान कृष्ण का हमेशा स्मरण करें और भगवान कृष्ण से प्रेम करें। इसे कहते हैं कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस, कृष्ण भावनामृत कहते हैं इसे हिंदी में।
मेरा एक लास्ट आंसर है। क्वेश्चन तो कृष्ण ने I mean, he answered everything in the middle of the battlefield. He was awesome. He didn't answer one thing. Why are we so greedy? Like me. Like, I want everything. I want, I have everything. God gave me everything. I have a Tesla, you said. I have a big house. I have a son. I have a daughter. I have a wife. I have a job. I'm a doctor. I have everything. But still, I don't have, I still have desires. So that desires make me unhappy. Why did Krishna make me like that?
तो भगवान कृष्ण ने इस प्रश्न का उत्तर दिया है भगवत गीता जी में कि हम इतने लोभी क्यों हैं, हमने इतने आकांक्षाएं क्यों हैं, इतने इच्छाएं क्यों हैं। भगवान कृष्ण गीता जी में कहते हैं अर्जुन से, ध्यायतो विषया पुंसा संगास्तेषुपजायते संगा संजायते काम काम क्रोधाभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहान् सम्मोहान् स्मृति विभ्रम स्मृति भ्रमशात् बुद्धिनाशो बुद्धिनाशात् प्रणश्यति। सो ध्यायतो विषयान् पुंसा संगास्तेषु संगात् संजायते काम कामात् क्रोधोभिजायते क्रोधात् भवति सम्मोहान्। हमें जो कामना आते हैं, इच्छाएं आते हैं, इच्छा डिजायर्स, इच्छा उसको कहते हैं कामना। कामना आती है संग संजायते काम, कामना आती है संग करने से, और हम जैसा संग करेंगे वैसा रंग चढ़ेगा, जैसा संग वैसा रंग। यदि हम ऐसे लोगों के साथ में संग करेंगे जो विषयी है, जो इंद्रियों के विषयों के पीछे भागते हैं, जो मटेरियलिस्टिक लोग हैं, उनका संग करेंगे तो हमारे मन में भी वैसे ही इच्छा आएंगे, हमारे मन में भी ऐसे ही कामनाएं आएंगे, मटेरियलिस्टिक डिजायर्स, ग्रीडी डिजायर्स आएंगे, और चाहिए और चाहिए, और ये दिल मांगे मोर, ऐसा होगा अगर हम ऐसे लोगों के साथ संग करेंगे। तो अगर हम साधुओं के साथ संग करेंगे, भगवान कृष्ण के भक्तों के साथ संग करेंगे, तो हमारे मन में वैसे इच्छाएं होंगे। देखिए डॉक्टर पंडित जी, अगर आप क्रिकेट प्लेयर्स के साथ संग करोगे, जो क्रिकेट फैंस हैं, तो आपको क्रिकेट देखने में दिलचस्पी होगी, क्रिकेट देखने में आपकी रुचि बढ़ेगी। अगर आप ऐसे लोगों के साथ संग करोगे जो बहुत सारे बॉलीवुड के मूवीज देखते हैं, तो उनके साथ संग करके, उनके साथ रह के आपको मूवीज के बारे में जानकारी होगी, मूवीज देखने की इच्छा होगी। वैसे ही अगर आप भगवान कृष्ण के भक्तों के साथ संग करेंगे तो आपको रुचि होगी भगवान कृष्ण में, आपको रुचि होगी भगवत गीता में, श्रीमद् भागवतम में। तो ये जो सारे इच्छाएं हैं हमारे मन में, कामनाएं हैं, ये हमारे संग के वजह से है, संग। इसीलिए हमें संग को शुद्ध रखना है और हमारे अन्न को शुद्ध रखना है, अन्न
हाँ जी
और संग।
हाँ जी। तो मेरे इसके बाद एक और प्रश्न है। मेरे बाल सफेद हो चुके हैं साइड में, तो कभी कभी मैं बाल को काले काले रंग करता हूँ। सो why should or why do I have the desire? And आपके पास बहुत से लोग हैं, अभी जूम कर रहे हैं, तो it's like raw. I mean, like I don't want anybody listening here thinking that I'm crazy, but I just want to surrender myself to Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa ji. He's very respected. So there is nothing for me in life that I wanted to achieve. I have achieved. I have everything, but then I listened to Prabhupada ji, and he in one of the YouTube video, he said that the goal of life should be to achieve God. I was like, what is God? He said, like, God is Krishna. And what is Krishna? Krishna is God. And he said, like, what is God? God is God is, and like the confusion. And then he goes on. So for me, right, like God, Krishna, God, it's the same thing. And then, like, you, Ādi Gadādhara Dāsa, there are many people here. Some of them are bored. Some of them are not bored. We chant Krishna, Hare Krishna all the time. I do too. I do a lot. Why is Krishna is so important to us? First question, is it really important to chant Krishna, Hare Krishna? Two question.
पहली बात तो यह है कि हम लोगों के सामने हमारी जो इमेज है उसे हमेशा अच्छी बनाए रखना चाहते हैं, इसलिए हम बालों को डाई करते हैं, and we try to appear presentable in front of people because we want to appear good, thinking that people will like us. ये इच्छा क्यों है हमारे हृदय में? क्योंकि हमारा भगवान ने हमें ऐसे ही बनाया है. हमारे वेदांत सूत्रों में ऐसा लिखा है कि आनंदमयोभ्यासत, उपनिषदों में बताया गया है कि हम जीव है ना, स्पिरिचुअल सोल है, हमारा स्वरूप क्या है? आनंदमयोभ्यासत. वी आर प्लेजर सीकिंग. हमारा स्वरूप है कि हम हमेशा आनंदित रहना चाहिए. हमारे आचार्यों ने कहा है कि हम कैसे हैं? ईश्वर अंश जीव अविनाशी, चेतन अमल सहज सुख राशि. सुख राशि, हम हमेशा सुखी रहना चाहते हैं, यह हमारा स्वभाव है. तो हमें ऐसा लगता है कि अगर लोग हमें पसंद करेंगे, लोग हमें चाहेंगे, तो हम खुश हो जाएंगे, क्योंकि हमारे मित्र होंगे, लोग हमें पसंद करेंगे, तो हम सुखी रहेंगे. इसीलिए हम ये सब चेष्टाएं करते हैं कि अच्छा परफ्यूम लगाना है, कि शरीर से दुर्गंध ना आए, अच्छे से ब्रश करते हैं कि मुंह से दुर्गंध ना आए, अच्छे बालों को डाई करते हैं ताकि हम चिकने लगे. तो क्योंकि जीव का स्वरूप, जीव का स्वभाव है कि लोग हमें पसंद करें. जब हम कृष्ण भक्ति में आते हैं तब हम ये सीखते हैं भगवत गीता से कि मम अंश जीवलोक जीवभूत सनातन, कि हम कृष्णा के अंश हैं, हम कृष्णा के हैं, हम कृष्णा के बच्चे हैं. तो फिर कृष्ण को याद करना, कृष्ण का स्मरण करना, ये बहुत आवश्यक हो जाता है हमारे लिए. ये आपका पहला सवाल था, क्योंकि हम कृष्णा के ही है. सो कृष्णा से अधिक महत्वपूर्ण दूसरा जीवन में कुछ नहीं है. और दूसरा सवाल था आपका कि क्या दूसरा सवाल क्या था? पहला था कि कृष्णा से याद करना कितना जरूरी है. दूसरा क्या था आपका? भूल गया मैं. कि हम जब भगवान कृष्ण को याद करेंगे, भगवान कृष्ण का भजन करेंगे, भगवान कृष्ण की भक्ति करेंगे, तब हमें एक बहुत दिव्य आनंद का अनुभव होता है, जो अनुभव भौतिक जगत में नहीं है. और फिर हमारा दृढ़ विश्वास और दृढ़ होता है कि मैं कृष्ण का ही भजन करूंगा, मैं कृष्ण के भक्तों के साथ ही संग करूंगा. इसमें एक अलग ही आह्लाद है, अलग ही आनंद है. तो वो अनुभव करने के बाद साधक अपने कृष्ण भक्ति के मार्ग में और आगे बढ़ता है. तो शुरुआत में हमें हरे कृष्ण का जप करना चाहिए और भगवान के भक्तों के साथ संग करना चाहिए और प्रभुपाद जी की यूट्यूब पे लेक्चर सुनने चाहिए. तो धीरे धीरे सब कुछ होगा, धीरे धीरे सब.
मेरे एक बात ये है, जब मैं प्रभुपाद जी के लेक्चर यूट्यूब में सुनता हूँ तो मुझे दिव्य आनंद होती है. और मुझे पता नहीं प्रभुपाद जी ने मुझे क्यों अटेंड बुलाया और आपके मिलन हो गया, लेकिन there are many people they want to join ISKCON, Krishna consciousness, but they are fearful. So, do you have welcome message or kind of knowledge or information to ask them? You can join Krishna consciousness despite eating whatever you want, besides drinking drugs or alcohol. Because there are many people who wants to join Krishna consciousness, but they want to give whatever they are eating. For example, I don't kill anything, but I don't eat a carbohydrate, any like wheat, rice, anything. I eat 100% protein meat. And a fat like a makhan. You know, makhan like Krishna used to eat makhan like a butter. My 50% of my diet is like 50 to 75% of my diet is carb, like a fat, and then 20% protein, and some of them is fish. But I don't kill. It's like I like, but no carbohydrate. Okay.
Yeah. ठीक है, अभी एक्चुअली हम लोग वेडनेसडेज को, ऐसा कल बुधवार था ना, वेडनेसडे को हम लोग भगवद गीता के लेक्चर्स रखते हैं सेम टाइम 8:30 को, तो उसमें वी कैन डिस्कस, क्योंकि उसमें सब आहार के बारे में है, और वो जो नए लोग हैं उनके लिए भी है वो भगवद गीता का रीडिंग। लेकिन कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस जो है वो सभी के लिए है, क्योंकि जैसा भगवान कृष्ण कहते हैं कि हम सभी भगवान कृष्ण के ही है। तो चाहे हम जो कुछ खाते हो, हम जो कुछ करते हो, लेकिन कृष्ण कॉन्शियसनेस में आने का अधिकार सबको है, क्योंकि जीवेरा स्वरूप है कृष्ण और नित्य दास। हमारा स्वरूप ही है कि हम भगवान कृष्ण के दास हैं। तो चाहे हम जैसे भी हो, लेकिन हम भगवान कृष्ण के ही है, और कृष्णा कॉन्शियसनेस में आने में, कृष्ण भक्ति में आने का अधिकार सबको है। तो आप आइए बुधवार को, और कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, आप जो कुछ खा रहे हो, एवरीबडी कैन कम। और ये जो हरे कृष्ण महामंत्र का चैंटिंग है, जाप है, और प्रभुपाद जी का लेक्चर सुनने के लिए तो कोई रूल्स नहीं है, कोई भी सुन सकता है प्रभुपाद जी का। कोई भी हरे कृष्ण।
मेरा क्वेश्चन ये नहीं है, मैं तो बटर खाते हैं, मक्खन, मेरा डाइट मक्खन, और लाइक प्रोटीन फ्रॉम मिल्क, काउ मिल्क, तो मैं खाता हूँ। तो क्या होता है कि देयर आर मेनी पीपल हु ईट सो मेनी थिंग्स एंड दे गेट रेस्ट्रिक्टेड। सो तो कृष्ण ने कहा है, I mean, I don't know this is the right question for this thing, but anyway, every time I talk with you, and it's awesome. I don't think that I should ask the question. I should stop that. दिव्य ज्योति। तो जब मैं आपसे whenever I talk with you, दिव्य ज्योति, आप दिव्य ज्योति हैं, and I mute myself.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. You are दिव्य ज्योति, and I mute myself. I should.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So thank you, Dr. Pandit, for coming. And मैं जो कुछ सुना हूँ श्रील प्रभुपाद जी से, जो कुछ सुना हूँ हमारे गुरु वर्ग से, उसी को दोहराने का प्रयास कर रहा हूँ। पर आप आए, आपने कथा सुनी, आपका बहुत बहुत आभार, धन्यवाद। लास्ट क्वेश्चन, अजय गोविंद प्रभु, प्लीज गो अहेड।
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for this session. Prabhu, my question is very basic on the text number 32, where Maharaj Yudhishthira is, inquiring from Sanjaya about where, Dhritarashtra and his uncle Vidur have gone, but he is in the end referring to them as old, and then specifically as blind. The word blind, I know it's this condition, and it's just like out of care and because of his condition he is asking, because it looks little insulting, when even Draupadi said him as blind. So that was the root cause of Duryodhan's, enmity kind of thing. So is there any significance of this word here, or we just take it as a literal
Yeah,
sense?
because it is because of the physical handicap that Yudhishthira Maharaj is so worried about Dhritarashtra, that he was blind and he has just gone in his old age. We don't know where he has gone. Is he in the forest? He's not used to traveling like this. He's always lived in the palace. He's blind. He will fall in some ditch. He'll get hurt. Who will take care of him? Usually he's taken care of by servants who will bring food for him, who will feed him, who will, wash his clothes. So all those worries Yudhishthira Maharaj has. Therefore, he mentions that physical handicap, not to insult, but out of care and concern, that he is blind, he needs assistance, help. Where has he gone? We don't even know, like that.
Yeah, I was thinking the same, but there was no purpose. I was a little confused.
Yeah.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, so we'll stop here. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Nitai Gaur Premanandi. Hari Hari Bol. Thank you very much.